I was making this beef stock the other day, letting it simmer for hours. And there was this exact moment where it stopped tasting like carrots or bones or onions. It all just merged into this single, incredibly rich flavor.
Hmm.
It honestly felt like magic. But what if that depth, that richness, what if it's not magic at all? What if it's actually governed by a set of rules, almost like the ones that build a Romanesco cauliflower?
That's a perfect analogy. That repeating structure is exactly what we're diving into today. This idea of fractal flavor.
Fractal flavor. Okay.
What the research suggests is that true culinary complexity is, it's an emergent property. It comes from these recursive, multi-scale interactions.
Okay, so what does recursive actually mean in this context?
Think of it like a simple pattern, say contrast or balance, that gets layered over and over again. It repeats from the molecular scale to the dish on your plate, all the way up to the entire food culture.
Yeah.
Simple rules creating this symphony of taste.
I like that. Symphony of taste. So let's start at the smallest scale then. Molecules. We've got aroma, and then we have taste, and what the source is called trigeminal sensations.
Yeah.
What exactly is that?
That's the feeling of flavor. So pungency from a chili, the coolness of mint, that's what we're talking about. It's the tactile part.
Got it.
But the real engine for creating complex aroma is the Maillard reaction. It takes these incredibly simple inputs, amino acids, sugars, and heat, and it generates this vast, intricate network of new compounds.
Pyrazines and front
Right. And while they're all different molecules, they share these similar sensory motifs. You get notes that we perceive as roasty or nutty. That's molecular recursion right there.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because when industrial food companies like Givaudan tried to recreate that home-cooked richness, they couldn't just add those top notes and some salt or umami.
Okay.
It just fell flat.
It failed spectacularly, and it's because they were missing the middle ground.
The middle ground.
Yeah, the research shows there's this crucial layer. It's not a basic taste, and it's not a classic aroma. It's this.
Well, it's a matrix of all the intermediate breakdown products that only form through long, multi-step processes.
So we're talking about partially degraded acids, minerals, things like that.
Exactly. And that matrix requires time. It requires that recursive design to fully develop.
So that's why my quick weeknight pasta sauce never tastes like my grandmother's 6-hour version. I'm skipping the matrix.
You're skipping the matrix. And for industrial food production, that pressure for efficiency means time is the first thing to go. That complexity is just lost.
Which means, to get it back, they need to artificially recreate that process. That sounds like a pretty complex modeling challenge. It is. It requires advanced generative models and really deep analytical tools. And, this is the kind of problem businesses are tackling everywhere now. If you're facing challenges like developing generative models or need help figuring out where intelligent agents could make the most impact for your business, check out Embersilk for AI needs, automation, integration, or software development at embersilk.com.
So if we scale this idea up beyond the plate, where does it go?
Well, it extends to the entire ecosystem. The concept of terroir, the unique taste of a place, that's the ultimate macro-scale flavor fractal.
Wow.
It's this dynamic spiral. It connects everything from the health of the soil, which is nourished by microorganisms and human care, directly to the complexity of the food we eat.
So a complex wine isn't just grapes and yeast. It's a direct readout of the health of its entire ecosystem.
Precisely. The taste of our food is actually an indicator function for the health of the system it came from.
So what does this all mean for us then?
It means that by supporting biodiversity, regenerative farming, by choosing foods that are made with these layered intentional processes, we're actually participating in a recursive act ourselves.
We're deepening the future flavor fractal.
Yes, we're choosing the good taste of life. You can even say we're becoming benevolent ancestors just through the food choices we make.
I love that, benevolent ancestors.
Which leaves us with a pretty big question. When you savor a truly complex dish, are you only tasting chemistry? Or are you, in a way, interjecting, taking in the complex, beautiful, recursive patterns of reality itself?
Something to think about. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.